What's up, team? It's your boy TeK RaJ, and we back for week 2 of our first NFL season with the Oakland Raiders. So last week we ended up beating the Bengals 19-7, and I did have some concerns with the victory. Even though we had a pretty stellar game, rushed for over 100 yards and scored a touchdown, I wasn't too happy with Derek Carr and how the passing game was actually playing. So in this game, my hope was that we can actually get more balance on offense and we can probably get Derek Carr going. Now, of course, the Baltimore Ravens defense hasn't really been the same ever since Ray Lewis left, but they still got some studs on that team. Terrell Suggs, even though it's later in on his career, is still on the squad. And the new additions have really been making an impact. CJ Mosley really established himself last year. And also, if you play Madden Ultimate Team, CJ Mosley was the man. Looks like Joe Flacco had an alright game, but those 3 interceptions were really costly. And the Ravens entered this game 0-1. On the opening kickoff, we almost take it to the house, but we can't beat that final man. But we still get some nice field position, starting off at our own 43-yard line after that 39-yard return. Now, speaking of the Baltimore Ravens defense, I'm gonna give you a little spoiler alert. They were really punishing me over and over again. Now, it could have been because maybe I wasn't reading my blocks correctly, but I just didn't have a lot of help from my offensive lineman early. Right here, you see that I get the nice little angle route for the first down. And even if I myself had to exert my dominance through the passing game, I was going to do it. But speaking of passing, or I should say dominance, right there you see Terrell Suggs shove me down in the backfield. And the thing about the Ravens is that they just have some smart players on defense. Right there you see CJ Mosley sniff it out, not only make the tackle, but have the wherewithal to try to go for the strip. On 3rd and 11, you see the flag thrown right there. It wouldn't really matter because the ball was incomplete. But once again, in traditional Raiders fashion, we started racking up a few penalties in this game. Now, due to the incompletion, the Ravens went ahead and didn't accept the penalty. They ended up punting after we ended up punting, and after they punted, we got the ball back. Right there you see CJ Mosley had his 2nd tackle of the game. Right here's the 3rd, and he was just making me his bitch. I mean, I can't even front. But the other thing too is, as you saw there, like Derek Carr, that was a bad read for him. The ball was just coming late out of his hands. Right here you see, like, I wasn't even expecting him to throw me the ball. I had Terrell Suggs beat. He could have hit me in stride, and that could have been an easy first down, but unfortunately right there I catch it and it's 4th down. Once again, the Ravens didn't do anything on that drive, so we get the ball back. Right here at the end of the first quarter, I get another toss play, and that was 5 rushes for 7 yards at that point. This is 6 rushes for 8 yards. And we just weren't doing great, man. I felt uncomfortable. I didn't feel the holes being there. And here's another example. No blocking on the screenplay. But still, I don't even think the play was there anyway. As you can see, Derek Carr's stats, he's 4 for 5 at this point for only 5 yards. Now, if you keep spurning chances, as you see there, the Ravens got the ball and actually scored a touchdown. It was a touchdown pass to, I believe, Marlon Williams, who I think is a rookie this year. So we're down 7-0. After a nice gain, it's 2nd and 3. I could have bounced that out to the outside, but I just toughed my way through for a first down. At this point, I'm only averaging 2.5 yards per carry. So as we go to the passing offense, Derek Carr steps back and on a nice rhythm throw, completes the first down to Rod Streeter right there. And that's his first major completion of the day. A nice 20-yard pass. Right there, our left tackle Penn actually makes the nice block before Terrell Suggs almost unleashed on him. After a sack on 2nd and 17, we get the ball in the 0-1 trap and we get a nice little first down. On 3rd and 10, Derek Carr steps back, throws the ball down the field, and that was a drop pass by Amari Cooper. I don't know if it registered as a drop, but the ball pretty much hit him in the hands, and as he got hit, it was taken out. So then the next play, after we punt it, Joe Flacco ends up throwing a 33-yard touchdown pass to Steve Smith. And then look what happens. Amari Cooper on the ensuing kickoff after that touchdown drive ends up fumbling the ball. So what a nightmare start to this game. After getting shut down on our first 2 drives, the defense had our back. And then we end up giving up a touchdown. Then Elvis Dubermill right there ends up stripping us on the kickoff return, and we're in bad shape. So Joe Flacco comes onto the field. He ends up throwing another touchdown pass to Steve Smith, and we're down 21-0 in the first half. After another 3rd down drop by Amari Cooper, we have to punt it again. So going into the next drive, as I get a text message there, maybe that's the offensive coordinator telling me that I need to get my shit together. On 2nd and 6, we try to go for a nice little gain there. I don't get anything. We have another flag. It's another holding call. I mean, we can't catch a break right now, and things are looking bleak. So right here, as we get the toss play going out to the right, we get shut down again. At this point, I have 10 carries for 35 yards. I'm panicking. I am straight up panicking at this point. I don't know what we're gonna do. Right here, Lee Smith ends up getting a pass over the middle. It hits his hands, but that man CJ Mosley once again hits him, lodges the ball out, and we got some issues, man. We got some issues. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Lee Smith. I've been saying that almost every episode, and right there, clearly Amari Cooper is not either, as he gives him a tongue lashing after that play. Anyway, because I was 3rd down, we ended up having a punt. Fortunately, our defense makes a stop. Right here on the screenplay, once again, Derek Carr throws it late, so I'm not able to really get the ball and run with it after the catch. On 2nd and 10, after that play, I don't follow my blocks. I overrun them, and I get hit in the backfield for the 3-yard loss. 3rd and 13, next play. Derek Carr steps back. He has Rod Streeter streaking down the field wide open and overthrows him. If he hits him in stride or just hits him, that's pretty much a guaranteed 1st down. But unfortunately, once again, we have to punt. Our defense really stepped it up here in the 2nd half, and they stopped the Ravens. After a punt, we get it, have a spin move, break a tackle, break a 2nd tackle, and unfortunately that slows us down just enough, but that was a nice return. And then another flag. And folks, what are we gonna do at this point? I feel like every time we get a good play, something happens, and we just make a boneheaded, just mental mistake. Either way, we get the ball at the 35-yard line, so that's pretty good. Right here, we get the ball. The defense almost shuts that down, but we still get a nice little 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 after that, Derek Carr steps back, throws the ball down the field, and Michael Crabtree with the catch. And I want to show you something. I'm not sure if they show the replay on this one. Yeah, they do. But even on this play, as you can see, Derek Carr hits the man, but it's kind of behind him. I guess right there you try to place it. Right here on the next play, though, we get a toss play. We break 1 tackle, and then we get shut down. And right here he shows how we did last week, 5.1 yards per carry and a touchdown. Up until this point, we're not even averaging over 3 yards per carry. So a rough day. 2nd and goal, we get the handoff, and finally, at the end of the 3rd quarter, we make it in for the touchdown. Now that was pretty much an easy walk-in touchdown, but still, we've still had a rough day. As we bring back the replay, you see Marcel Reese with a nice block right there that basically allows us to come in untouched. So I'm doing a little dance, trying to get us hyped up. Next drive, 1st and 10, we get the draw play for the really nice gain. Now I feel like we're picking it up. I feel like we're going in stride. Right here, a nice block, but Derek Carr almost gets sacked, spins out of it, and then completes the ball right there to Amari Cooper, I believe it is, for one of his first catches of the game. So once again, with an 0-1 trap, we get a nice little gain, and I'm kind of feeling it. The juices are flowing. Finally, we're over 50 yards, and then what did I tell you about every time something good happens? And mama, there goes that man again. CJ Mosley. CJ Mosley steps in front of this one, but I just can't stress enough. I mean, Derek Carr just laid on another throw. So CJ Mosley's able to step in front of that one and jump the route. That's terrible. That's terrible, but our defense steps up and stops them, holding them to just no points. Not even 3 points, but no points. So as we go down the field right here, it's 4th and 2, but we have to go for it. We go with the handoff. Coach trusts me. I take it up the middle for a really nice gain. And right here on 1st and goal, I get another handoff. I couldn't bounce it out on that play. I pulled a Trent Richardson. Here, I just really don't get the blocks, and the defense shuts that down. Finally, on 3rd and goal, right here with the angle route, I get the touchdown. Really nice touchdown. Derek Carr almost throws it behind me, but that's a nice catch, man. That's a nice catch. We talked about me having to get my receiving stats up because I needed to be part of the play right there. Fortunately, I'm able to keep my balance, catch the ball almost falling backwards for my 2nd touchdown of the day. But unfortunately, when we kicked it off, the Ravens did just enough to waste all of our timeouts. And finally, whenever they go for the punt, Sam Cook, their punter, waits all the way up until we have 1 second on the clock and then booms the punt over my head and out of bounds. And in our 2nd game, even though we try to mount a little comeback at the end, we're still going to lose the game 21-14 after shutting out the Ravens in the 2nd half. Unfortunately, it wasn't up to make up for that 21-point 2nd quarter that the Ravens had. And that's just killer. That's just killer. The Ravens defense did just enough to make Derek Carr uncomfortable and make him just have a horrible game. So far, after 2 games, I didn't play my best here in the 2nd game. I was able to make it into the end zone twice, but I'm getting little to no help from those guys. And I'm talking about the receivers and the quarterback. And as you can see here, even though the Ravens didn't have the best of plays, they did force 2 turnovers. It held us to only 3.9 yards per play. As you can see, Derek Carr right here is 15 for 23, 118 yards, 1 touchdown, but also 1 interception. And then on the ground, they held me for about under 4 yards per carry, so 3.2 yards per carry. I caught the most passes with 7, but for only 17 yards. Amari Cooper led all receivers with only 32 yards, but the drops really is what killed us. Fortunately for us, the Broncos did win, but everybody else pretty much dropped games. We're still 2nd in the division. And because we had a rough game, we dropped to number 5 on the rushing leader chart. As you can see right there, DeMarco Murray is leading it with 332 yards. Matt Forte has 5 touchdowns. He's had a great season so far. That's going to do it for this episode, guys. Like if you're liking the career mode, subscribe if you're new, but most importantly, take care of yourself. Peace. Here's a Legends topper. Hopefully we'll get something good. I'm crossing my fingers for Clinton Portis or Gilbert Brown, but let's see what we're going to get. What are we going to get? Boys and girls, it's your boy TeK RaJ, and I'm here to talk about the Football Outsiders program. It made its way back this year, and basically